We are currently out. We're running low on our food right now, but you got the new Heel Mix bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Code Brown.
Did you use code red?
No.
I don't have a code. I don't have a code. But, dude, code culture is so toxic. It's like, the people will be like, oh my god, sick. The people will see something, they'll be like, bro, sick, head to toe, you're gonna life it. Did you use my code? No, like, you gotta support, like, you appreciate, at least coming from my own perspective, like, ways or just like, me as a person, you know, you appreciate everybody who uses your code, but the thing is, at the end of the day, it's like, if somebody uses your code for like a shirt, I don't mind to make $5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like, I feel like it's good to have, like, it's like the same thing with any financial advice where you like diversify and all that stuff. But also too, dude, I was looking into polymorphic pay. So polymorphic pay, so like think of like, just like, what do people want? What is it called? Dude, I'm so bad with my head space right now. My head right now is fried. I need some Gorilla Mind Smooth, code red. But passive income. So yeah. It's different from passive income. Passive incomes, it's like, you know, I'm keeping up on something, but you know, for the most part, it's just like bringing me in. As opposed to like, let's say polymetric, it's like we're making all these YouTube videos. Let's say like, yeah, I'm making like the chump change from now, but it's like later on down the line once like they start getting more views, and then I'm actually making money from it, even though I'm not making money from it right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's like something that's like a lot more like in terms of longevity's sake, because it's like you're not working for your time. You're just like, you have stuff and you're just getting paid for it. That's the fucking goal. I'm using that as an example that we can use, but you can use that anywhere in terms of like, let's say like an actor or a musician that like receives the benefits from like previous work, like past work. Even people want like instant gratification, instant success, instant all this shit. But it's like right now, like is the time where it's like makes more sense to be just working, you know, not really getting shit, or just like scraping chump change, to where like later down the line, you know, what like you invest in right now, your time in, come back later on down the line, as opposed to just like, you know, sitting around completely on your ass, not doing anything. Now that time's completely dispersed and gone away. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, it always is gonna disperse and go away, because that's the one thing that's like in the entire universe is always consistent, is time. Like a second's a second. You know, sometimes our perception might be different, where like, you know, 30 minutes might feel like fucking, like a lifetime or something like that. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, it's just like whatever you use in that time span. And that's like the common denominator between you and me and Chris Bumstead, me and Johnny Sins, or like anybody, right? Like, we all have fucking time, but it's essentially at the end of the day, it's like, what do you use with that time? Again, that goes into trial and error too, I feel like. No, you have to like figure out what you want to do, figuring out what you need to do to make that happen. And then like a lot of that is just like, you know, you might be wasting, you know, it's just like all plays into like how you perceive things. But you can be able to look at something like, fuck this system's ass, I'm just wasting time. Or you're just like, you're learning and you're improving from these mistakes. And now that time that you wasted in the short term, now you're looking from a longer term focal length. And now all that time you invested, whether it's learning, picking up a skill, or starting a business, whatever the fuck that is, you're reaping those benefits later on.
Yeah, you're gonna get rewarded for everything you put in.
Yeah, and like, again, it's just like, you can't just like inherently just want everything immediately, this instant gratification. I don't know how the fuck we went on that. Yeah, anyways. Alright, Joe, so we gotta go to Costco real quick. I'm not trying to hold Deem up. Real quick too, so what I use in terms of doing my grocery haul, because I know I don't really do this as much. On my phone, on my notes app on my phone, I have like a bunch of different lists, but also too in here, I can go here and I have my grocery list. So top is the grocery list. So right here, you kind of go down the list. But the thing that's nice with like Apple's is that it automates all the checks. So if you start a checklist, all right, so let's say we got bananas. We got chicken. Okay, but you know, we ran out of, let's say, what did I just hit? I don't fucking know. All right, we ran out of rice. So I click off rice, and then all of the things that we don't have automatically goes or resets to the top of the list. So those are our common things. So when you're eating a lot of whole foods or following meal plan or something like that, and you're eating consistently eating the same foods, that's a nice little factor as opposed to having like something physical. So right now we are just going to break down kind of what we have, what we need, and get the fuck out of here. And also my dog's a little malnourished, so I gotta get her dog food.
All right, y'all, so we're at Costco right now, and so quickly going to the produce, but you know, like I was saying earlier, if you all like shop on like Whole Foods and you're getting like eating the same thing every fucking day, then Costco's like what you want. We almost got kicked out after getting our first thing on our grocery list, which was our berries, which, you know, if you're like a natural athlete or anything like that, definitely take full benefits of like getting your micronutrients in, whether it's like through, you know, your berries or vegetables or things like that. But again, I'm getting chicken, big things of chicken for like about 30 bucks each. And this will last me like, for me, probably close to 2 weeks-ish. So that's like half the month right there, half the month worth of majority of my meats. But I still have to get ground beef, but you can't get that necessarily at a smaller fat percentage at Costco. So we will save that for our agenda later on when we go somewhere else like HEB, where we can get like 10% like lean ground beef. Yeah, really now we just can move into our carb sources that we have left. Also too, so we needed to get dog food. But it's the same way, at least in my mind how it works. I used to get my dog chicken, but she was getting like super dry skin from that, and I felt like it had to do something with the macro based in that thing. I recently put her on a salmon blend, and now her like coat's like a lot better, but it's the same thing with like humans, dude. No, this is chicken. Where the fuck is the salmon? Yeah, so I started giving her salmon just because it's like, you know, dogs eat the same shit every fucking day, so add a little bit of fat into her thing. But it's the same thing with like human things, bro. If you're like malnourished in different aspects, you know, you might be having dry skin, whether it's like you're like my dog, or you're like, you know, you might not be able to get your thing to work or function, you know, because your diet's ass. So it's like making sure you're like having like a well-balanced diet, even if you got that dog in you. And the thing too, that demon just like spoke out loud, is that 15 bucks for 30 cans? But how much is that?
50 cents.
It's like 50 cents, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Divided by 15.
Yeah, dude, I'm out of it. Yeah, that's insane. That's what I mean, bro. So you get like some like Coke Zeros to where you can just like enjoy yourself. You have something to lubricate your dry chicken for 50 cents. It's a win in my book. Obviously, like, we limit our processed sugars, but this is like one of the few processed sugar things I have. So I have a little bit of sanity. But I think that's like an important thing too, is like with like a balanced diet. It's not a balanced diet if you're like only eating chicken and rice, right? Because you're not enjoying yourself. But having like certain things or certain meals to where, you know, I can have processed sugars, but I'm still like tracking it. I'm only having 56 grams of this every time I have it, but that's every single day. That gives me something to look forward to in terms of my meal plan. With the meal plan too, it's like you have the flexibility to like just do things whenever you want. In my protocol, this is meal number 4, right? I gotta get some calories down. I'm just like, fuck chicken and rice. I don't feel like eating some chicken and rice right now. You know, I might have this earlier. You know, so I feel like just like incorporating like certain things that you like or you actually enjoy, you know, give you the full benefits of like, or at least like enjoyment. Give you the full, not full enjoyment. Actually, yeah, full enjoyment, bro. Because if I'm like strictly only eating all this type of shit, now I feel like shit. Now I'm shitting my pants like fucking mid-set. My entire body, it's not functioning optimally. So I feel like finding that sweet spot. You know, some people, you know, can't touch something. Like some people, you know, like might consume sodium or like salt and just like instantly become like a water buffalo. And obviously like everybody has their own fucking things, but yeah, again, trial and error, finding out what fucking works, but the fact of just like making a difference. So just track your fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch, man. And then last order of business for our carbs, actually we got some bread, but these cooked sticky white rice packs, super much of just like a bulking hack or even a cutting hack if you really want to go that way. All right, so like what I was saying with the rice thing, it's like I have 270 grams of rice. So like all I have to do is take 2 of these things, put them in the fucking microwave, heat them up, at least for my microwave. Some people, you know, you just need a minute, put it in for a minute and a half, instantly fresh rice, so you're not worried about like soggy rice, like soggy tits, like in the bottom of a bowl. Yeah, there's a few soggy tits over here. I'm talking about Dima's, obviously. But yeah, I gotta get one more thing. We're done with food. So another thing too is our bread. So you can like trick yourself. It's kind of like placebo. So this is thin sliced breads, but it's the same thing as normal bread. All it is like the portion size is a little smaller. So 2 slices of bread for me, if this thin sliced, is 160, as opposed to doubling that for thicker slices of bread. And it's just like, I don't know, less calories if you need to like cut it or conserve it for other parts.
All right, Joe, so real quick, the grocery haul. I'm gonna make the emphasis that this is like a real grocery haul, you know what I mean? Because like I feel like everybody tries to like, you know, aesthetically make these grocery haul lists to where it's like, oh my gosh, he got spinach, that's how he got fucking jacked or something. Nah, this is just what I actually eat. So we have pre-cooked rice, shit ton of Coca-Cola Zeros, and then Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Again, like what I was saying earlier, it's like you can eat however you want, kind of, if you're just a little smarter with it. Especially if you track, if you learn to just track. You don't even need a meal plan. You just need to fucking like track your macros at that point. For carb sources, I have my bread, which I use for my egg sandwiches. And then Cinnamon Toast Crunch for a later meal, which I sometimes do. It's like a protein cereal. So it's like, yeah, I'm having Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but then I'll have it with like a vanilla protein shake instead of like milk. Then the rest of the carbs, we just got 3 boxes of rice. The more I have, the less I have to go to the actual grocery store. The Coke Zeros, 50 cents a can though, is crazy. And then lastly, we just have all our refrigerated stuff, which is just pineapple, blueberries. And then lastly, we got $60 worth of chicken. That's it. About to make our pre real quick while we're here at the cribbo before we go to the gym. I've been trying to not consume any caffeine past 5 p.m. so we might just thug it out with my balls out. Why are you looking? Yeah, no, we might just thug it out with some like Gorilla Mind Nitric and just try to get it pump. So
Go red.
Go red. All right, y'all, so we're not really gonna do that much in depth. I'm about to start warming up with some lunges real quick, but we're just trying to get in and out. Like, I mean, you don't need to see much of the leg day. It's a lot of hamstring focused. I found like a muscle imbalance, and now it's like I'm really focusing in on it, especially with my lunging movements. So I do want to start implementing a lot more of like single leg quad extensions or like Romanian deadlifts to get this. Essentially just right here, a lot of it, especially like stability, is like on my opposite leg on the inside, like the inner portion of my groin. So it's like, here's so easy. Like I can do this, no problem. But as soon as I go over and put this leg, even right here, like now that I'm aware of it, I feel it. So like, I feel like I'm like shifting back like naturally a little bit. You can follow like a regular workout program. And so like most of the time you're just like, if you're doing regular things, you're still like fucking up like your muscle imbalances. Like worse if you're like neglecting like actually like weak points.
The music was kind of loud, so we weren't able to use the audio. But right here, we're doing seated hamstring curls. However, we started with lying hamstring curls. I guess Dima didn't record, so Dima, I'm cutting that from your check. But yeah, so we started with lying hamstring curls and moved on to seated, and then we moved on to RDLs, and this whole day is posterior focus. So we're really trying to focus on the back portion of our legs, including our hips as well as our glutes. So that was what we're doing here. So 315, that's the second time I hit 315 on RDLs. But then we moved on and said, fuck it with 4 plates. My form here, for me, I will say is slightly questionable. You can see it in this last rep. I already know that I was shaking. Yeah, no, it wasn't that one. Yeah, there. Because the thing too, I could just like feel everything falling apart in terms of my like form. So everything like falling suit in line in terms of placement with my hips, my low back, my upper back, as well as my neck. Dude, that's one thing with RDLs as well as like regular deadlifts. People will always jeopardize themselves based off their neck placement by like lifting their head up. You want your head to be aligned with your back, essentially. If you have any like experience in nerve flossing, or if you don't know anything about nerve flossing, definitely look it up, especially if you're somebody who's like prone to like tight hamstrings or things like that. It can help you a lot. But here we are finishing on some glute spreads, bridges, but moved up to 6. And so I'm touching myself, my hips to feel something, but the reason there, I'm feeling my glutes contract at the divots. So kind of like where you get your ass nipples in the most non-sus way. But yeah, dude, that's gonna wrap it up. I fucking love y'all, and hopefully y'all got something out of this, but I'll catch y'all in the next one.
Code red on Alphalete.
Yeah. W chat.